In the early morning hours, as investigators tightened their focus and political WhatsApp groups buzzed with activity, one explosive claim began spreading rapidly. The allegation suggested that someone from within the Zuma household had spoken. Not an assistant, not a political opponent, but according to unnamed sources, a spouse. This claim sent shockwaves through political circles, sparking emergency discussions, firm denials, and urgent damage control efforts. Stay engaged and keep notifications on, because what follows is a careful breakdown of what is being alleged, why it carries weight, and how it could potentially reshape the entire Zuma narrative. Very few accusations strike as deeply as the idea of betrayal from inside the family. Anonymous sources allege that information linked to a sensitive or hidden location connected to Jacob Zuma may have been shared by one of his wives. No specific spouse has been identified, and there has been no official confirmation. Even so, the suggestion alone has ignited intense debate because it shifts the focus from outside pressure to internal division. The rapid spread of this allegation highlights just how tense the political environment already was. For months, discussions around leaks, intelligence breakdowns, and insider access have surrounded investigations connected to Zuma. When this claim emerged, it aligned with a storyline many were already inclined to accept. In political affairs, timing often holds as much power as hard evidence. It is important to clearly distinguish what is being claimed from what has been proven. These allegations are based on unnamed sources rather than sworn statements or official declarations. There is no court filing, charge sheet, or formal briefing confirming that any spouse cooperated with investigators. Legal experts caution that anonymous information can sometimes be accurate, but it can also be misleading or intentionally planted for political advantage. Jacob Zuma's personal life has always been closely linked to his public persona. His marriages have been highly visible and frequently discussed across cultural, political, and media spaces. Because of this visibility, any claim involving a spouse immediately becomes a political matter, regardless of whether it is true. Supporters argue that this crosses a boundary, turning private family matters into tools of political conflict. According to accounts circulating in political circles, the alleged information may have involved timing, directions, or knowledge about a location that investigators were already observing. Some versions suggest the information simply reinforced existing suspicions, while others claim it played a key role in a breakthrough. Without verification, these details remain speculative, yet they continue to drive intense public discussion. Responses from figures aligned with Zuma have been quick and defensive. Allies have dismissed the story as character assassination, arguing it is meant to create distrust within the Zuma family and weaken his political support. They maintain that targeting family members is a common strategy when opponents cannot succeed through direct attacks. Notably, there has been no detailed public statement that directly addresses the allegation itself. Political analysts note that silence can serve different purposes. It may help avoid legal risk, limit further speculation, or allow time to assess the situation. However, when clarity is absent, silence often fuels even louder rumors. Among Zuma's supporters, reactions are sharply divided. Some completely reject the allegation, calling it offensive and unrealistic. Others express disbelief and confusion, demanding evidence and transparency. This division matters because loyalty has historically been Zuma's strongest defense. Regardless of its accuracy, analysts suggest the allegation fulfills a strategic role. By shifting the narrative toward internal betrayal, attention is diverted away from institutions and toward personal drama. This can blur accountability, weaken focus, and fracture support networks, outcomes that tend to benefit political rivals. From a legal perspective, even if a family member willingly shared information, that action alone does not constitute a crime. Cooperating with authorities is lawful. The key legal issue would depend on what information was shared, how it was obtained, and whether the process was lawful. Until those facts are established, the matter remains political rather than judicial. This situation underscores the delicate balance between power, privacy, and public perception. It demonstrates how quickly unverified claims can reshape national dialogue and how personal narratives can be weaponized in high-stakes political battles. It also reflects the public's growing demand for clarity in an environment dominated by secrecy. What happens next depends entirely on verification. Either official sources will confirm or deny the claim, or it will fade as attention shifts to the next headline. If evidence does surface, the political consequences could be significant. If it does not, lingering questions will remain about who benefited from spreading the story and for what reason. At this stage, the situation is defined by allegations, not conclusions. Its power lies in what it implies rather than what it proves. Until confirmed facts replace speculation, the truth remains disputed. Stay connected, like, share, and subscribe as we continue to separate verified developments from political noise.